guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, February the 9th, 2024. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing undeliverable items where the buyers get a little bit testy even though they supplied the wrong or insufficient information. That's the main topic. Subtopics are going to include lowball offers with snotty comments. I'm also going to show you a bad buyer that apparently is committing a huge amount of fraud on eBay and has been doing so for some time with impunity, and nothing is being done. You're going to want to see this. Okay, before we get started, I'm inside because it's cloudy and murky out. It is not raining, and actually, we had a decent amount. Oh, someone's calling. I think I'm going to start off by jumping right into the main topic, which is undeliverable items. This is not something that's happened to me a lot in my life, but twice in 1 week is a bit too much, and it's not right, and I don't understand how this is happening. So, return to sender, unable to forward, not deliverable as addressed. Let me explain what happened. A few weeks ago, a person with zero feedback signs up to eBay to buy a cheap item from me, $18 plus shipping. I ship the item out the very next day. I think everything's fine. He contacts me on Sunday. For the life of me, I don't understand why he would contact me on a Sunday. It's the only day of the week that there is no shipments, but he's got to do it on a Sunday, saying that his address is undeliverable and he gives me a new address he wants me to ship to. Now at this point, I had not received the item back. I said to him, "It's way too late to be changing addresses now. I already shipped that item out a while back." Okay? Now the trouble starts. Each day this week, he's contacted me numerous times and saying the same thing. It's like he can't read. "I need you to reship the item to John Smith, 123 Main Street." Every day, he starts spamming me with the same thing. I didn't respond to him because at that point, I didn't yet have the item back. The item came back the other day, which was either Wednesday or Thursday. So I then responded to him and I said, "Listen, I don't think it's a good idea for me to ship to you again. Number one, you're going to have to pay shipping, but I can give you the $18 back that you paid for the item." What do you think he did next? He should have just said yes, and he would have got his 18 back. But no, he opens an item not received case. What a Looney Tune! Now he kind of screwed himself because I had to answer the item not received case and prove to eBay that I actually shipped the item. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain that I'm covered in this particular situation because I shipped the item to the address provided. Tracking shows it. So yeah, he wouldn't wait, all right? He wouldn't take his $18 back. He had to open that case. Zero feedback, unbelievable. Sense of entitlement. When people email you every day, sometimes numerous times, one after the other. I've told you in the past it seems to happen in the middle of the night, But yesterday it happened in the middle of the day. A guy had purchased some alloy wheel center caps, got them, and he writes to me and says that they don't fit his truck. Okay, that's his fault. So while I'm thinking about it, the messages are coming in two at a time. I'm getting all these notifications. It's the same guy. Message, message, message. I finally wrote back to him and said, you didn't even read the listing. I clearly had the measurements. Did you go outside and measure the center of your wheel? And he replied, no, I did not. Another numbskull. I don't understand. People don't want to do due diligence and get off their rump and go outside and just look. It's not hard. This week, the floodgates opened with returns. Oh my God, I can't tell you the last time I had this many returns in 1 week. I'm still waiting for that liar from last week who said the items I sent him were a certain size when they weren't. He still hasn't even shipped the items back yet. But I'm telling you, returns were crazy. If somebody buys the wrong size and wants to do an honest return, well, I get that, okay? But anyone that lies, I will fight to the very end, and I will take deductions when necessary. I've also been getting a huge amount of lowball offers. People offering 20 to maybe 33% of my asking price. Anyone that offers half or less is an automatic decline no matter what. But the one that sticks in my mind as far as the lowball offers is concerned is I had two little red emblems listed for $27. I wake up this morning to a best offer on them of $12. That's an automatic decline, no matter what. However, he sent me a love note, and he says something like this: I don't really want these in red. I want them in gray. So if you have them in gray, I'm going to offer you $12 for them. I'm not making this up. You can't do it that way. This seems to be a prevailing problem in eBay Motors, where people really don't understand what's going on. Now, another problem I've experienced this week, not just with best offers, but in general, is people complaining about the shipping price. That triggers me, all right? If they want to negotiate a price on the item, it's just business, I get it. I could always decline them, like I did with this moron. But I had 3 different people say something like this: I'm looking at your item and I'm satisfied with the price of it, but the shipping is way out of line. What can you do for me? In each case, I blocked every one of them. And then I wrote back to them and I said, just try and get it locally. That way you'll save on shipping. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if my message would go through, because I did this yesterday and I blocked the guy, and then I sent the message, but it still went through, and I know it went through because he still came back to me again and said, listen, I'm looking at your hub now and it looks really nice, and I'm thinking about buying it. But before I go ahead and hit the buy button, is there anything else I need to know about this item? Oh, by the way, $18 was the price of the item. Why, man? What's with these people? He's blocked. I didn't even answer that one. He's blocked. He's done. I had a guy from Canada wanting to buy a $13 item. It's a dog item. I'd be glad to see it go. And he got testy with me. He said, The tariffs are too expensive. I want you to reduce them and reduce the shipping as well on a $13 item. I need aggravation like this. Blocked them. I said, get it locally. I said, certainly there's got to be somebody in Canada that's got this item. You don't need to be buying it from me. The cheaper the item, the more problems they tend to cause. It's something that happens in just about all categories, I've noticed. And I'm wondering if you've noticed it too. People also use the wrong verbiage. And this can sometimes cause a huge problem. And this just happened to me. It started last night. A guy sent me a picture of his locking wire wheel. All right, locking wire wheel, close up. And he says he needs a lock bolt. He shows me a clear picture of the lock bolt, and it's something I have. I said to him, listen, I'm not doing anything now. All right? I said, tomorrow I will list it, and you can buy it then. One thing I've learned is rush deals never work. And boy, did I save myself a headache this time. In the middle of the night, he's one of these guys that starts writing, boom, 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 boom. And he basically said something like this. Oh my God, I'll be so happy to get this lock bolt. I need to change the brakes on my car, and I can't get my locking hubcaps off. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A lock bolt is not going to get your hubcaps off. The lock bolt is what holds them in place. A key is what gets them off. No wonder why this guy was so antsy and screwy. He's looking for a key. I wrote back to him this morning and I said, buddy, you don't need a lock bolt. If you're trying to get your lock bolts off, you need a key. You gave me wrong information. It's a good thing I figured it out. I don't sell them, I don't have them, and the chances of you getting that from me is dead zero. Can you imagine if I would have rushed around last night looking for that lock bolt and listed it? And even worse, if he would have bought it, the problems that would have ensued? I learned it a long time ago, guys. Rush deals never work. Can I ship overnight? No. Not interested. Now, I'd like to talk about a more serious topic. Not that those weren't serious, but those are things you're going to encounter every day. Now, before I get into the next topic, I would like to tell you I'm not trying to scare you or make you afraid. I still say, like I do every week, eBay is the best place to sell your items. However, like on any e-commerce site, whether it be eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, you're going to encounter problems. It's a given. It's human nature. That's why I'm here. I'm the problem solver. All right? I'm not going to put out videos with dollar signs and say, hey, $10,000 a month if you follow my advice. Come on. That's not what this is about. And I pity the lemmings that line up and follow that kind of information. If I had a secret to success, it would remain a secret. I guarantee you that. No offense to you guys, but I would keep it for Joey and I would milk that cash cow. I believe in straight talk, and when problems arise, I'm going to show you them. Especially like what I'm going to show you now, where this guy has been scamming for years and it's gone on unabated. Basically, before I cut to the screenshot that I made already, one of my subscribers, Robert Swank, hello Robert, sent me this. And if you guys come across anything like this, please email it to crazynydriver@aol.com. Spelled the same way as this channel, just with AOL.com after it. This particular buyer is one of the most egregious scammers I've seen in a long time. His game is, from what I've been able to put together and the information I've gleaned on eBay and on a website off eBay, he will buy an item, and I understand he's using a freight forwarder to send it to him. He then gets the item and writes to the seller and demands feedback extortion, saying something like, "Give me half the money back or I'm going to leave you negative feedback." Blatant as that. Now you're probably thinking, well, Joe, you're exaggerating. And I can understand you thinking that, but I'm not. So before we go on with the video, let's go to the cutaway, and then I'll come back and we'll discuss it. Guys, for this part of the video, please pay attention to the screen. Stop boxing your eBay items or whatever it is you happen to be doing, and just give me a couple of minutes here because it's to your benefit to watch this. This is all the bad feedback that this one buyer has left for his sellers. And every single one says that he received an empty box. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's stop here for a second at number 6. Here's a reply from this poor seller. The buyer is a fraudster. After receiving all the packages, he threatened the seller with a refund on the grounds of receiving empty packages. We have reported him to eBay. Well, no offense to you, but it looks like that's like pissing in the wind. Let's continue. Number 7, number 8, number 9. Here again, the seller tries to defend himself. Buyer trying to extort free merchandise by offering to remove negative feedback in exchange for a second shipment. Buyer refuses to provide details and says she simply threw the package out. Whew. I think this is number 10. Number 11. Feeling lucky? Number 12. Oh, okay. Number 13, 14, 15. Look at this one. Your money was refunded, but I believe I should report you to eBay instead. I think you should report them, but it's not going to do a goddamn thing. Number 16. Number 17. Number 18. Now I'm going to stop right there. Okay? There's no reason in going on any further. I could go on till I'm blue in the face, but I'm not going to. Now, I want everybody to think about how serious this is for 2 reasons. Speaking for myself, I've been on eBay for 24 years. I have never, ever received an empty package. And this guy has already, that I've gone through, about 18. I would like to know how many of these sellers here gave in to extortion with this person. I have reason to believe this is just the tip of the iceberg because I came into some very important information. On a hunch, I Googled 2 words and I put them out and I just wanted to see what was going to come back. And it seems that this particular buyer used to have another account where he was doing this in a very prolific manner and got shut down by eBay approximately 10 years ago and has been using this one ever since. I have to believe that most of these good sellers reported this guy and eBay has done nothing about it. Let's get back to the video now because I just don't know what to say. I'm just that disgusted right now. Well, guys, you saw what I saw, and I'd like your opinion on that in the comment section below. I had thought about showing you the feedback he's received from sellers. I'd like to show you some of the reverse positive feedback, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get any sellers in trouble. You know, there are some sellers that wrote something like, warning, this person is a scammer and will demand a certain amount of money back in order not to leave negative feedback. And technically, that's against eBay rules. I wish it wasn't, but technically it is. So I cannot risk showing you that feedback because you know, as well as I know, that eBay will look the other way with this guy who's an obvious scammer, but they would go after the poor seller who's leaving honest feedback. And I'm not going to be a party to that. So that's why I didn't show you that. Also, as I said in the video, I Googled eBay and his user ID just on a hunch. And you should see what came up. Oh my God. I was tempted to do screenshots and show you, but a lot of his personal information is up there. So I decided maybe I shouldn't, but he really deserves it. I can tell you this. According to the information I've gleaned, he's located in the country of Georgia. And he is indeed using a freight forwarder to have all his items shipped to him. He's been using his current account, I think, since 2014, and his prior account got banned from eBay for doing this kind of thing. But it really concerns me because I am sure, as you guys probably are too, I'm sure that a lot of these sellers reported him and nothing was done. Nothing. eBay's trust and safety, in my opinion, leaves a lot to be desired. I don't like to come out here and say this, but if me saying it is going to light a fire under them and get them moving to get rid of bad people like this, well, then I'm going to do it. Simple as that. I've been known for my candid and honest comments. That's why my channel has a good reputation. Unlike the fluff channels that say everything is great, everything is great, everything is great, da, 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 everything. No. That ain't me. Also, I'm not a naysayer. I'm not going to say the world's coming to an end because it's not. I can still honestly tell you, you can make good money selling on eBay. But you're going to encounter problems. And that's why I'm here. Because I'm known as the problem solver. Guys, thank you for watching my video. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Please comment in the comment section your feelings on any of the eBay topics I brought up today. And as always, I hope you make a ton of money on eBay this week. Rock on and peace.